You guys remember that viral morning routine by Ashton Hall where he wakes up at like 3 a.m., crushes his workout, reads, meditates, meal preps all before 10 a.m.? To some people, it was inspiring. To other people, it was a little bit ridiculous. Because if you're an average individual or you're like me and you're working 50 plus hours a week, it's not realistic to wake up at 3 a.m. and do all these things before you go to work. And honestly, this never miss a workout just sets you up for failure and guilt when life actually happens. Not all of us can wake up at 3 a.m., especially if you have kids or work long hours. Sleep matters too, and Mike Israetel from Renaissance Periodization even made a video on how important sleep is for muscle growth and maintaining your health. So today I want to show you how I personally stay fit, working long hours, running a YouTube channel, and living my life. And if you're someone who is busy as I am, this will work for you. A quick thing before we dive in though, if you like practical fitness tips, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos. Let's get back to these realistic expectations. Working 50 plus hours, trying to get 8 hours of sleep, trying to work out 6 days a week, trying to meal prep. These are all unrealistic expectations. What people need to start showing is a system or a morning routine that works with your life, not against it. Let's start with the type of tools that we need. For working out, I just use 2 tools. I use a fitness app, and then I use, of course, my music. FitNotes is very bare bones. It doesn't give you any workout routines, but as a personal trainer, I just create my own workouts. And then, of course, YouTube Music. I just prefer YouTube Music over Spotify. If you do want something more structured, I know that Planet Fitness has workout programs. I haven't actually tried them. If you do want to see me do that, let me know. And then there's a paid app that I've used before, which is the Center app by Chris Hemsworth. That one's really good for beginners if you're just looking for some sort of structure and you really have no idea where to start. Having some sort of app that has like a workout routine gives you a little bit more structure. And if all the workouts are 30 to 60 minutes, that gives you some sort of activity that you can do where you don't feel like you're just guessing. If you do have access to a gym, let's talk about my next tip, and that's planning your workout week. I'm going to tell you my setup and you can kind of edit and kind of fit it towards your life. But how I work out is I work out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I work out 4 days a week. For me, I like to work out more in the mornings compared to the afternoons. And when I say I work out in the mornings, I mean around 7 or 8 a.m. Mondays and Fridays, I go into work later. So I save my workout days for Mondays and Fridays. But here's the thing, I need to be as flexible as my work schedule. So sometimes I work early on Mondays and I work late on Wednesdays. So what I do is I move my workout schedule from Monday to Wednesday instead of just working out on Monday. You don't lose anything by switching the day from Monday to Wednesday. And because I only work out 4 days a week, I have the ability to be this flexible for my workout weeks. Working out 2, 3, 4 days a week, you still see great results from that. You don't have to work out 5, 6, 7 days a week. So I work out Friday through Monday. What is my workout split? Well, I do a push day on Mondays and Fridays. The reason I do 2 push days is sometimes I feel like I don't have enough time to work my chest, shoulders, and triceps. So what I do is I'll do like a little bit more chest on Fridays, and then I'll do a little bit more shoulders and triceps on Mondays. That way I feel like everything's a little bit more evenly worked instead of just feeling like I did more of my chest compared to my shoulders and triceps. Saturdays and Sundays are what I save for my legs and back. These are the days where I have the most time. And because I work my legs and I do a lot of compound lifts, I want to be able to rest longer. I don't want to feel like I'm rushing. So what I do is I save the days where I know I have more time to do my legs and back. If you don't have the ability to have days where you can be in the gym for longer, you can always just split up your leg routine. So what you can do is you can do a day where you only focus on your quads, and then you do another day where you focus on your glutes and hamstrings. So that's just as good as doing a full leg day. And that's going into my next point, which is what if you only have 30 minutes? What if you don't have these longer times like I do? Well, there's 3 things that you can do. You can increase the intensity, you can add supersets, and you can shorten the rest time. Because what you want to think, instead of I need 90 minutes to work out any body part, think of going to the gym and working out something is better than not going at all. For example, if I only have 30 minutes on my push day, I focus on, the pressing movement. So I focus on chest press and then shoulder press. And I'll do a little bit more chest press and shoulder press. I may not even get to my triceps, because if I'm only focusing on compound movements, my triceps are still being worked. I just may not feel them as much as I do in my chest. So we have our 30-minute workout week solutions. What if you only have 2 days a week to work out? What if you only have 1 day a week to work out? Well, if you have 2 days a week to work out, you can easily fix this by just going into an upper and lower split. And you may feel like you don't have enough time to do an upper body split. Well, here's what you do. You do what we mentioned before. So you shorten your rest period, you add in compound lifts, and you do supersets. My recommendation, if you only have 2 days a week to work out, is to do a full body split and add in a little bit different exercises depending on the day. If you're doing a full body split, you could do a little bit more pushing movements like squats, bench press, compared to pulling movements. And then on the second day, you could do a little bit more pulling movements, deadlifts, lat pull downs, things like that. If you're doing it this way, you're still working each muscle group 2 times a week and you're still going to see muscle growth. So no matter how crazy life gets for you, you still got options. These are my gym tips. Let's talk about meal prepping. So meal prepping doesn't have to look like it does on Instagram. Everyone always posts their meal prep and it looks like they have their own chef in their kitchen. The thing that I tell people to focus on is focus on cooking your protein first before anything. I'll batch cook chicken, beef, whatever I'm eating for that week. Carbs and the veggies you can cook and reheat, and they take a little bit less time compared to the protein. Protein is the one that takes the longest to cook and is the most important for building muscle and recovery. So it's the one that you want to make sure you have compared to like the carbs and the veggies. You still need your carbs and veggies, but what I'm saying is protein is going to be the one if you don't have time to start cooking first. So we have all these hacks, but there's still one thing that's going to keep you from going to the gym if you don't have this, even with all these hacks, and that's your motivation. How do we find motivation to go even with all these options at our disposal? My personal tip is I listen to music. I listen to music that energizes me. So what I do is I listen to house music. If I have to work out in the afternoon, which you guys know I don't really like to do, I'll throw on house music to feel more energized. I'll also make sure I put a little bit of caffeine in my system before I go work out. But that's a little bit more taboo depending on if you're working on in the afternoon or if you're someone who gets off at like 11 p.m. and you like to go to the gym at night or in the middle of the night. My recommendation for that is to drink some tea or something that has a little bit of caffeine instead of drinking one of those big energy drinks right after you get off work late at night. The biggest thing that you want to focus on is consistency over perfection. If Monday doesn't work, shift it to Tuesday. If the morning doesn't work, shift it to the afternoon. The program serves your life, not the other way around. Showing up imperfectly still beats not showing up at all. That's how you build long-term consistency without burning out. But that's how I stay fit working 50 plus hours a week. Flexible planning, smart use of apps, short but effective workouts, and of course my mindset to build consistency. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so that busy professionals like you guys can keep getting videos on how to fit fitness into your real life. And if you're tired of cookie cutter programs and you want something that's personalized and fits around your schedule, then book a consult with me where we can really personalize your program. What I do is I use AI to really feel like this program was made exactly for you and not just some generic fitness blueprint that someone made for everybody. This workout program will be tailored and personalized for each and every individual. Thanks for watching and let me know in the comments what's your biggest challenge on how you're staying fit while working long hours.